This is the David Boze Show on 770 KTTH, The Truth.
Government is not the solution to our problem. Government is the problem.
Let us, therefore, brace ourselves to our duties, and so bear ourselves that if the British Empire and its Commonwealth last for 1,000 years, men will still say this was their finest hour.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
I'm a student here, and I'm angry with the rest of you. I'm paying higher tuition, and the quality of my education has decreased.
Well, I believe her on that last part. The quality of her education might have decreased over time. The sad thing is she seems to be a victim of it. You know, we've got students around the country doing this silly little protest yesterday. Students / communists, I guess, because let's face it, They weren't making a whole lot of sense. They've got this International Workers of the World kind of thing going on. The Student Workers Coalition, which made me wonder, are you guys working? Are you part-time students who are actually holding down a job and then coming in here? Where does this Student Worker Coalition come in?
I doubt that.
Or is that the professors? Are they talking about maybe the TAs?
Maybe.
Who is this worker coalition they're with?
If the students were working and paying for their own education, I doubt they'd be spending their time striking.
That's it. They're striking on behalf of their parents who are paying their way.
That makes sense.
They're so outraged that their parents are paying too much, that they took to the streets. And so rather than say student parent coalition, it's student worker coalition. I did particularly enjoy the picture that was picked up. We've got it posted on our blog. Someone local here took that picture. What's that guy's name? Do you remember? Nick something?
I don't remember the name.
All right, I'll find it here, friend.
It was tipped to us though.
For those of you out there, right? Was that
the Boze Show community organizer?
Louis picked it up, and the Boze Show official community organizer picked
Good
it
job.
up. Nick
Well,
Jacob.
good pick.
Nick Jacob is the guy who is said to have picked it up. He's there at the University of Washington, and I thought this might have been photoshopped at first, but I'm gonna. It looks to be accurate. The socialistworker.org students that are holding up their protest signs, one of them looks like they were viciously robbed of a decent haircut the last time they went into Hair Masters. You see the guy on the left or the gal on the left or whatever it is on the left with
that thing on the left?
Yeah, it looks like some big cat died on the top of the head. Anyway, they've got these signs held up, and they've got a paper pasted to the larger cardboard. Whose schools are schools! ! And it's socialistworker.org is where we're supposed to go.
And I think that's a picture of a big fist, if I'm not mistaken, like a.
Oh, I was
power
wondering what
fist.
that was. I thought it was supposed to be a nuclear cloud or something, but now that you say fist, I couldn't see it. It was too small.
Yeah, kind of like a hand raised up.
Yeah, it's like Black Power kind of thing going on, except it looks like two white students holding it up. Anyway.
A large crowd of white students,
Whose school? Our schools.
Our schools.
The problem is whose. They've got whose, WHO''S.
Who is schools?
Who is schools? Our schools.
Our schools.
And this is the pre-printed organizing sign. Who is schools? Our schools. And you look at that.
Can you imagine when they showed up to this? I wonder how long it took before somebody pointed it out. They're like,
and then
that's incorrect.
And then you can see they've taken in one case, it looked like they didn't have a Sharpie. And then with the other sign, it looked like they had a nice big fat black ink pen.
Yeah, they found a Sharpie for the second one, but for the first one,
they just managed to make an E. The problem is for the first sign, they have all, of course, the who is schools? Our schools is in all caps. But when they fix the sign, they put the E as a lowercase, and so it's a more obvious correction. The other one's not doing so well either because they leave the they leave the apostrophe. So now it's who say schools? who say schools? Our schools. And they were angry about it.
Oh, they look so angry. Well, the back of their heads look super upset.
They're furious that that budgets are being cut in the Great Recession. Here they are in the midst of these beautiful cherry blossom trees with wonderful architecture there at the University of Washington, and they're furious that you chumps out there that are working for a living aren't willing to pony up some more so they can continue to have a good time and skip out on their classes to protest their increased tuition. We'll talk about what some of these protesters want, what they've done. We'll share some of the audio of that coming up here on the David Boze Show. 800-465-8770. Especially want to hear from those of you out there. Maybe these protests, maybe you saw a couple of clips on the TV last night. Maybe it tugged at your heartstrings. Maybe right now you're sitting at home thinking, I didn't do enough. I haven't sent these students enough.
I could have done more.
Clearly, we should have intervened with these students earlier. Who say schools? Our schools. We've failed them in one way. We can't afford to fail them now that they're in higher education.
Some of these clips we have are pretty funny.
Can we? 800-465-8770, 206-421-0770. Be right back here on the David Boze Show.
The David Boze Show on 770 KTTH. The Truth. Listen online at mynorthwest.com.